So, it's your boy Trey Sense here. What I got for you today is just a straight up, honest review about 8 of the best smelling fragrances that I have in my collection. And if you're not rocking with these people, then you're missing out. You want to know what I'm talking about? Come on back. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Trey Sense here. Listen, I got a review for you today, and I'm going to go ahead and give a disclaimer right now. So if you don't want any parts of this review, I understand. If you don't want to watch this video, I understand. This video is on some clone houses. But I'm going to be honest with you. The fragrances that I have picked out from these houses are honestly some of the best smelling fragrances that I have in my collection. And it's not even close with a lot of them. They are head and shoulders above a lot of the rest. They are made better. They're blended better. They're just honestly great fragrances. That's that. So no further ado, I'm going to get into this video. If you stay tuned, if you chose to stick around, then you're going to be in for a treat. First one I want to talk to you about is from the house of 3-in-1, and I hope you guys can see that. The good people, Doug and Norm, over there at 3-in-1 do a great job. And this is, I don't know if you want to call it a hybrid, a mashup, a mix-up, whatever you want to call it. It is an extrait, and this is a combination of Elysium and Sauvage, and they call it Illicit Sauvage. And this is a beautiful, beautiful fragrance, man. You get the fruitiness of Elysium and the ambroxan of Sauvage, and it's just smooth out. Great fragrance. My only complaint about this fragrance is I wish it just lasted a little bit longer on my skin. I get about 5 hours, and that's on me. Some people may get more, some people may get less. If I get 5, the average person is going to get 7 or 8, and what more could you ask for? And something I want to show you about these fragrances. That's the reason that I said this is just a straight up honest review. I want you to look at the levels on that. See what that is? I know you may say, Trey, well, you've worn it, but still, that's not a lot. Do you realize how many fragrances that I have to choose from to wear? So for me to put a dent in something that size means that I've sprayed it quite a few times. It means that I've went to that well quite a few times. The next one is from the house of Dapper. And I'm going to just start off by showing you the levels. See what that is? That ain't just spraying it up in the air. I wear these fragrances because I trust in them, I believe in them, and they smell absolutely amazing. This one is from the house of Dapper Fragrances, and you know you can find Dapper. If I didn't say that about 3-in-1, you can go, 3-in-1 has a website. I'm sure you can find it very easily. You just put in 3-in-1. They also have a Facebook group, and if you can't find it there, you can look up Doug Thompson or Norman Sherry Thompson on Facebook, and they will tell you where to get their product and how to get it. Sorry, but I don't do all the putting the links in the description. I don't do all that. I still shoot everything from an old iPhone 7. So, but anyway, I got off track. From the house of Dapper Fragrances, Louis Vuitton Afternoon Swim. And again, you see what the levels are on this. I received this back in 2020, I think about mid-year. I wore it a lot during the summer, running errands, or anything I did that involved a swimming pool or lounging. I reached for this. Of all the fragrances that I had to reach from in my collection. You see what the levels are on that, guys? So I'm not just telling you about these fragrances or these houses just to talk about them. I believe in them. I stand behind them. You see what that level is? And for the money that you're paying for these products, which is anywhere from, I think, around $15 for 15 meals and up, you're gonna get your money's worth. You're gonna get your money's worth because you're gonna get a good, well-blended, quality fragrance that just smells good. It just does. Now this house is not a clone house, but it is a guy that is a small-time guy that just had a dream and a love for fragrances, much like myself. E.J. Wells, Happy Land Studios, Blue Fire. When I tell you, and again, I want to show you the levels, so y'all don't just think that I'm just talking. See the levels on that? When I tell you that this is one of the most complimented fragrances that I have, period, point blank, conversation starter, conversation starter, conversation starter. I wore this one time. Lady stopped me in the elevator and said, I don't know what you got on, but you smell amazing. She said, I could just stand here and smell you all day. And I said, I charge by the hour. No, just kidding. Happy Land Studios, Blue Fire, and it's an aquatic, but it just has something different about it. This ain't no Cool Waters. This ain't no Aqua di Gio. It has some depth to it that makes it amazing. And I love it. It is definitely one of my favorite fragrances of all time, and it is one of my best smelling and most complimented fragrances of all time. E.J. Wells, Happy Land Studio. And again, Happy Land has a website, and I have to apologize for not being tech savvy and putting everything up in the description and all that. But these companies are easily found. Happy Land Studios, I'm sure you can Google Happy Land Studios and go from there, whatever, and you'll find it. The next one, I haven't worn this bottle a lot because I had a small sample of this, or a smaller sample of this, and then Kevin over at Sensual Obsessions was gracious enough to send me a big bottle, or a bigger bottle. And this is Happy Land Studios version. Old age creeping up on me. This is Sensual Obsessions version of YSL's Tuxedo. Man, oh man. This is dressed up but casual at the same time, but it smells so rich and sophisticated. But at the same time, it's so chill. I mean, all year round, it is a little citrusy, which leans it more towards summer, but you can easily pull this off on a winter's day, especially in the daytime, when the temperatures, at least in Alabama, get up in the 50s and 60s. Easily could pull this off in the daytime. Perfect wedding fragrance. Oh my goodness. People would love to smell this on you. I wore this, took a mini road trip with a female friend of mine. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you when it was so you can get kind of a gist in your head. When all of those YSLs were going on sale at the Ultas, a friend of mine headed out. I think we went to Decatur to pick up one or two more because there was an Ulta there that had them. And I had a small vial of this that, not a small vial, I guess it would be a 5 ml that Kevin had sent me before he sent me this big one. And I took it because it was easy to slide off in my pocket. I wore this bad boy as soon as I got in the car. I don't know what you got on, but you smell good. So I think I gave the rest of that for her to give to her boyfriend or whatever. But nonetheless, great smelling fragrance, compliment getter, very mass appealing, very well blended. Kevin has been at this a while. Sensual Obsessions has been at this a while. And just the improvements that they've made to things since I've been dealing with Kev and Sensual Obsessions is amazing. From things like the bottles to the labels. Love the atomizer, because if you've watched any of my videos, you know I love for the atomizer to be where the juice comes out to be a different color than the rest of the atomizer, because I have sprayed myself in the face, in the mouth, everywhere. Okay, we're gonna stick with Sensual Obsessions and Andy Warhol. That's all I gotta say. If you guys know anything about this fragrance or have smelled this fragrance, and you have this and you don't think this is one of the best smelling fragrances in your collection, I will gladly buy it from you. Andy Warhol. Plum, sweet enough to wear in the summer, deep and rich enough to wear in the winter. Just a well-blended, well-balanced fragrance that smells absolutely amazing. Again, from the House of Sensual Obsessions, Andy Warhol. Now, to the one I was trying to stick out there in front of everybody a while ago, E.J. Wells, Happy Land Studios, Cure Cafe, I'm sorry, I said Pure, it's Cure Cafe. If you like coffee-based fragrances and you do not have this in your collection, you are doing yourself a disservice. And again, those juice levels, guys. I was so excited to receive this fragrance when I got it. Of course, I sprayed it, and it was love at first sniff. A couple of days later, it was cold, it was rainy, I had to go to the grocery store. I sprayed this on because it was cold and rainy and I just wanted to feel warm, and I thought a cup of hot coffee, would make me feel warm. 3 weeks later, I opened the closet door where I keep my fragrances. Where I keep my long sleeve shirts. I could still smell this pumping off of that sweatshirt like I had just sprayed it on. You talk about longevity, performance, projection. This bottle I think will cost you between 40 and 50 bucks. But I'm gonna tell you something, you won't need but a spray or two. That's it. I would say one to maybe the back of the neck, maybe one to maybe the wrist or forearm somewhere, depending on what you have on, or maybe one to the back of the neck and one mid-shirt, and you are good. I promise you. You will not need to reapply this. You will not need no pump fake game. You won't need to take the bottle with you. You good. I promise you. I promise you. Longevity is same thing for this one from E.J. Wells. And it's almost like the longer they sit, the more potent they get. Which I've had these a while now. So I want to say coming up on 2 years I've had these. Maybe not 2 years, maybe a year. Maybe a year this winter. Yeah, I digress from that. I'll say a year this in a couple of months here. I'm not sure the exact day as I bumble and stumble. Maybe it has been a year. It doesn't matter. But the longer they sit, the stronger and more potent they get. We got 2 more and then I'm gonna wrap this up. Because I know y'all ready to get ready for that Super Bowl, because I gotta leave here in just a minute and go get me something to eat for the Super Bowl. From the house of Dapper Fragrances. And again, look at the levels. You see the levels. From the house of Dapper. And this is honestly one of the best smelling colognes that I have smelled. Just to give you an insight, I'm gonna tease you a little bit. Red Tobacco by Mancera is one of my favorites. Yeah, that's on my wish list. This particular, and I always mess the name up, Harried by Perfumes de Marly. Well, this is Dapper's version, and if you can't tell that I like it, sexy, 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 sweet, smooth, masculine, pale blended. I could smell like this every day. Yes, cheapo, every day, and not get tired of it. It just smells phenomenal. Got that dark juice, a hint of tobacco, some sweetness. Woo, goodness. Man, oh man. This is one of my favorite fragrances of all time, bar none. You know, if I had to pick a #1 fragrance, it might be this. It might be this. And I just love the way it smells. It smells amazing to me. I also like Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. And Tom Ford's Fabulous is on my wish list too. Hold on a second. You'll have to excuse me, but it's something about sniffing fragrances and talking that just makes you extra thirsty. But that Harried, Dapper's version of that is absolutely beautiful. Travis and his crew, in my opinion, do a great job of making fragrances. And again, I'll say the same thing about that one. The longer they sit, the stronger they get. And I'm not saying that you have to get them and let them sit. I'm just saying, if you're storing your fragrances correctly in a nice dark place or out of the sun, which is most important, and away from fluctuating temperatures, steady climate, they'll last you forever. And those just get stronger. And I keep all mine in a dark place because that's just the way I roll. To me, that's the best way to do it. I'm fortunate enough to be able to do it that way, so I do. Now, this next fragrance right here, and the last fragrance is from the house of 3-IN-ONE. And this is a little known company. People are not really talking about this one the way that they should. I don't feel like they get the love that they should, but I like them. I think they're a good company. This one is ACBC, and that is Aventus Cologne in Bleu de Chanel. And it just happens to be my scent of the day. And you get that freshness that you get from Aventus Cologne and that blue that you get from Bleu de Chanel. And I don't see how my head is fitting in this room, because right now I feel like I'm the man, the way this smells right here. Absolutely love it. And this was probably one of the best first impressions of a fragrance that I've ever had. When I sprayed this for the first time, and you can go back and watch the video if you can find it on my channel, which I'm sure you can. It's probably 3-in-1 first impressions. When I sprayed it on for the first time, I was like, you got to be kidding me. At the time, I was married, so I was scared to wear it. I was like, I can't wear that. If I wear that, women's gonna be following me home. And again, the levels tell the story. I'm not telling you guys to buy something and I'm not wearing it. These bottles have been put to use, and again, you have to understand how many fragrances I have in my collection. I got Date for Men from German Fragrance. I got Creed of Venice. I got Royal Oud. I got Valentino Born in Roma. I got Invictus Aqua, Invictus Intense, the regular Invictus. I got Giorgio Armani, Armani Code Absolute. I got Profundo. You know, I got Armani Code. What is that? The one in the brown and black and gold bottle. What is that? Profundo, whatever it is, I got it. And I have some nice, I got Wanted and Wanted by Night. I have some nice heavy hitting fragrances. I mean, I may not have the most niche fragrances, but to be honest with you, I have a lot of niche fragrances too. I've got Fate Man. I've got Jubilation Man. I've got Aqua de Palmas in my collection. I've got some 8 and Bobs. I've got 8 and Bob Egypt. I've got, trying to think of something off the top of my head. I've got Clive Christensen's Rock Rose. I've got Ex Masculine. I have several niche fragrances in my collection. I just don't choose to talk about them all the time because I don't feel comfortable telling you to go spend your money on niche fragrances. I have Elysium. No, I don't have full bottles. I use the subscription service to get them, but I have nice labeled decants of them, and I probably have 100 or so. Just saying. That's how I chose to get my niche as opposed to paying 4 bottles. I've since canceled that subscription because, you know, honestly, I don't really go anywhere anymore to wear those type of fragrances. So there's no point in spending $12.50, you know, to get them. So that being said, back to this. Out of all the fragrances that I have in my collection, this was the one that probably wowed me the most on first smell. It was just like, what in the world? And all of these fragrances are affordable. They're all affordable. And I really think you guys are doing yourself a disservice if you don't have something from each one of these houses. Now, I get it. Me and my boy Cheapo Depot talk about this all the time. Nobody wants a whole collection of clones and decants. That's fine. I understand that. I really do. But they have an old saying down south called fake it till you make it. And in my opinion, these fragrances are as good as, if not better, in some cases, than the originals. And that's just my opinion. And I don't see them as fakes. And the reason I don't see them as fakes, here's why. To me, there's nothing better than the American dream. Whether your dream is to be a rapper, basketball player, or entrepreneur, to own a chain of restaurants, whatever it is, there's nothing better to me than going into a mom and pop diner in a small town and ordering a burger and fries and getting a milkshake. And knowing that that burger is hand patted, seasoned, and put on that grill. And maybe they slap a little butter on that bun and put it on the grill, and they give you a nice juicy hamburger with some fresh lettuce, tomato. To me, that beats a McDonald's hamburger any day. So the point I'm trying to make is these guys and their companies are that to Cologne. They're not a big conglomerate. You're not going to see their ad running to the Super Bowl. You're not going to see me and Cheapo jumping up out of the ocean going, Blue Fire, Happiness to Deus. I mean, you're not going to see that. But if you want some unapologetic, great smelling man juice that just smells good, get your hands on any of this. Pick a company. They all smell good. And that's why I like them, because they represent to me what America is supposed to be. And that's good smelling cologne. That's not America. Well, yeah, America is supposed to be good smelling cologne, but that they represent what America is supposed to be to me. A man with a dream and he sets out to accomplish that. I think that's how this country was founded. I think when it was founded, I think that was what the forefathers had in mind, was just being able to accomplish things that maybe people said you couldn't, or that you even shouldn't. It don't make any sense. Why would you want clones? Why would you want this? For me, it's simple. This Dapper was hand poured. And so was this Central Upset. Hand poured. Hand poured. How much would you pay for a hand poured candle? Or, you know, some of these car companies that still do everything by hand charge you hundreds of thousands of dollars for their cars. You can get this stuff for pennies on the dollar. Just something to think about, guys. Now, anyway, I'm going to get off here because I've rambled too long. Picks for the Super Bowl. Who's going to win it? Who's going to win it? I'm going with KC. I think KC's going to win it. You know, the GOAT is Joe Montana. Y'all keep all this Tom Brady, the GOAT stuff. You know, Joe Montana is LeVar Ball. Never lost. Never lost. 4-0. So I'm going with Kansas City, you know, for the win. I know Joe ain't playing in this, but they call Tom Brady the GOAT. Joe Montana's the GOAT to me. You know, he played at Notre Dame and San Francisco. I mean, it just don't get no better than that. So go Kansas City. I'm fixing to finish editing this video, get everything uploaded, run to Little Caesars and pick up me some pizza, because I think that's what I want to watch the game. It's just something quick and easy and cheap, some pizza, and I'm gonna cuddle up in the recliner and get ready to watch this football game. Again, guys, I haven't talked to any of these people, because the honest truth about it is, if they send me a fragrance, I review it when I want to, and I give you my honest take on it. I don't ask for their permission to review it. I don't ask for their permission or how I do the review. I just do it as I feel and as I see it. So that has been my honest take on this subject and these fragrances. And again, like I said, my scent of the day is this Venice Cologne Bleu de Chanel, and it is a beautiful fragrance, man. I hope you guys take what I'm saying into consideration and at least give them a try. At least give them a try. They all do something wonderful, because you can get sample packs from all of these. All of these. Hit them up on Facebook. You can find every one of these guys on Facebook. Again, I'll say it 3 in 1, because I know they're the least popular of this. Look either Doug Thompson or Norman Sherry up on Facebook. Okay? And they will direct you on how to get their fragrances. Okay? Guys, I hope everybody's had themselves a great day. Again, let's watch this Super Bowl. Go Kansas City. I'm a Kansas City fan for the next 24 hours or so, and then it's back to being a Niners fan. But anyway, I love you all. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being the best part of this channel and sticking with me through everything. It has been a wonderful, wonderful journey, and I look forward to seeing what the rest of 2021 holds. Get yourself some Dapper, get yourself some 3 in 1, get yourself some Happy Lands, and get yourself some Sensual Obsessions. You will not regret it. Thank you for sitting through this long video. Until next time, y'all, I wish you love, peace, and soul.